Hello everyone, I'm Xiuzhong Gu from East China Normal University. It's my pleasure to present our study, Learning History Through Roleplay, Identity Reconstruction in a Narrative-Based Educational RPG. For the introduction and objectives, this study explores how historically themed role-playing games can promote learning and identity development. Grounded in the theory of PR and the PCARD instructional design model, we designed an orange light RPG centered on the long march of the Chinese Red Army. The game invites players to experience historical dilemmas through embodied decision-making, aiming to deepen historical understanding while fostering personal reflection and identity transformation. Our study aims to explore how digital storytelling can reshape identity, examine effective engagement with historical characters, investigate the reflective learning process triggered by gameplay, and for the related works and theoretical framework. Our framework relies on two pillars. First, PR theory, projection reflection theory, primarily developed by Foster, which explains how learners project themselves into virtual roles to reshape their sense of self. Second, the PCARD model, which provides the design elements, play, curricular activity, reflection, and discussion, ensuring that play game translates into meaningful learnings. And for the methods, research subjects, the research procedure consisted of 3 stages. Pre-test, using questionnaires and interviews to understand the learner's historical knowledge level and their sense of identity. Game-based learning session with embedded narrative decision-making. Post-test, using questionnaires and interviews to understand the changes in learners' historical knowledge level and their sense of identity. In our paper, a total of 25 students from a large comprehensive university in China participated voluntarily. Their academic backgrounds included educational technology, computer science, and finance, and so on. For the methods, game design, our game, Road to Victory, was developed following the PCARD model. Players take on involved roles, such as a Red Army soldiers or a wounded civilian. By embedding moral and strategic decisions into the narrative, we stimulate projection and force players to reflect on historical dilemmas in a personal way. You can see the English translation. The choices, perseverances, and devotion of countless versions of you converge into this mighty current that shapes the destiny of China. And the icy river wind mixed with gunpowder burns your nose. You look at your comrade Chen Muxiang like a younger brother, pleading for help, then glance toward your commander, urging you to advance. You must decide now. Now it's the Data collection and analysis. You can see the interview outlines are presented in Tab 1 and Tab 2. For data analysis, we articulate the interview outlines shown here. These questions were specifically designed to probe into the 4 dimensions of the PR theory, focusing on how students' self-perception evolved during the narrative experience, such as for the knowledge dimension. Question 1. Before this study, have you learned about the Long March? Which events or battles impressed you the most? Question 2. If you were asked to describe your impression of the Long March using 3 keywords, which would you choose and why? And we can see the post-test interview outline. For the knowledge dimension, question 1. What do you think of this game? What are your feelings or suggestions about it? Question 2. Can you describe one thing or storyline for the game that impressed you the most? Question 3. Was there any detail in the game that made you think, I didn't realize the Long March was like this before? And our dimensions involve knowledge, interest and values, self-organization and culture, self-perception and identity. For the result and conclusion, Figure 4, we can see our results show significant improvements across all dimensions. Quantitatively, participants' historical knowledge and interest improved significantly, and qualitatively, we identified 6 key mechanisms, most notably self-concept evolution. Participants reported that role-playing made them live the history rather than just read it, leading to a profound reconstruction of their historical identity. And this page is our paper's main references. Thanks for your watching. That concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention, and I look forward to your questions and feedback.